Alright, so this is Brian Hegney, Assistant Professor of Game Design, and what I want to do right now is to make um, an animation blueprint. So, for my Guinea Pig character. But first I want to do a blend space 1D. Blend space 1D using my Powie character. New blend, no, call this Powie blend. And this is just going to be something that goes from walking to running. Idle to walk to run. And so I'm going to divide this space up into 3 spaces. Essentially, it's going to be determined by speed. Let me go ahead and do this. And when he's at rest, his velocity will be 0. And so he'll be in idling. So let me just go ahead and, whoops, drag idling to here. I think that should work. Yep, there's idle. That's odd that it doesn't show there. Can we just do... Oh, this is new. Shit, man. Shorts, dude. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is not do that. I'm going to add slow run to here. I can right-click and delete that. Whoops, no! Right-click, delete this little node. Here we go. So there's my little slow run here. This is new. Oh, goodness. I do not know how to work with this, that's for certain. Let me go ahead and on the horizontal axis, this is going to be called speed. Minimum is 0. Maximum is going to be 600, I believe. And so drag this over here. This is the slow run. Now my walking is going to be roughly there. Now in the olden days, I could drag, hold control to set the preview point. Oh, there we go. That's kind of weird. So here's running, here's walking, here's idle. Okay, cool, fine with me. That's so weird. I'm not sure I like that, but okay, whatever. So this is called speed 0 to 600, grid divisions. Well, let's just say 2. I don't really need more than that. Snap to grid. I like snapping to grid. Oh, so let's say there's 4, just for funsies. And smooth time. Horizontal axis is none. And that's fine. Okay, there's our blend space 1D. That blends different animations together. Let's go ahead and save that. Now we did that so that we can make an animation blueprint. I'm going to model that off of Powie. Let's create. And we will call this Powie NBP. Double click that to open it up. And not sure what's going on. Oh, there it goes. So here's the result. Well, what we want to do is have an animation state, or a state machine. Is that right? New anim state machine. And we can hook that up. Now the state machine is going to tell this animation what to do. Well, let's double click into here and figure out what we do. Number 1, I do want just a state. And this is going to be called idle run loop. Idle walk run. Okay? And inside here, I'm going to look for my blend space, and I'm going to connect that. Let's go ahead and compile that, save it, and so now we have that thing going on there. Okay. Speed is still set to 0. I could set that to 600, and we could, I think, see it running. Yay. Okay, set that back to 0. And the other thing I can do is let's actually come to my, go to my maps, go to third person example. Let's save all this. And I want to just take this third person character and edit it and switch it out. I'm going to switch this model out for my Powie T-pose, and this is where I can just scale this down. 0.25, raise it up, so maybe 0.33. Make sure it's kind of in there. Select this, give it a thicker radius. Move this guy right there. Is that going to work? Compile, save it, and let's go ahead and play this. It's not quite, why is it not working? Oh, I know why. Haha. So now in my third person BP, oops, cancel. We edit that third person character. What happened is we need to set that mesh, because I changed the mesh, the skeletal mesh, to Powie T-pose. I need to get its animations from the animation blueprint. Which animation blueprint? Powie's animation blueprint. Ah, that's why it was weird. Okay, there we go. See, my what was I saying? There we go. Set that to there. My T-pose is a little bit down because I was a bad boy. Okay, now that we've got this working, I think maybe that blend mode will work. No, it's not working. Oh, I know why. Ha ha ha. It's not set up to understand how fast it's going. Okay. So how do we get to see how fast it's going? Well, let's go ahead into our Powie and BP, and it has to get that speed. Okay, so let's come into the event graph, and what we're doing is, get the pawn owner event blueprint. I think we're going to check to see is valid. Is that right? Is it right? And what we're going to do is cast to my Powie character BP, convert to pure cast. We're going to velocity, calculate no. Haha. So we're going to get its speed from here. And you know what? I always forget how to do that. So let me just go ahead. I know where to find it. It's actually in third person character. Where's my animation blueprint? Blueprints. third person animation blueprint. And in our event graph, it's saying, is this valid? And if it is, get movement component is falling. Get velocity. Oh, that's all we need to do? Get the velocity? Well, I'll be. So we're going to get velocity. Oh, cool. And we are going to have something here called speed. This is going to be a float. Is that right? No, it's not. Get its vector length and set that to speed. That's right. Length. Vector length. And then we are going to set speed to this. Okay. And then we are going to is in air, right? We're going to get movement component and see if it is falling. Get movement component is falling. And we are going to have another is falling, which is Boolean. And we are going to set is falling. There we go. I guess I'm doing this backwards than what the original person did. Compile that, save it. Now the first thing we're going to do is go into here and we're going to grab speed that we just are getting. We're updating this from our playable character. And that is going to output into the animation pose. And this whole thing, right, is driving the output pose here. Okay. Compile that, save that. Now when we play, we should be able to, yep, there I go. So that's my slow run. And it sort of transitions into from walking. If I slow down by holding the... I could slow down by holding the shift button. Oh, you know what? Let me walk when I'm holding... Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, just so we can see that work, I'm going to go into my third-person character, event graph. I'm going to set my max walk speed to 300 to start. Compile, save it. And I'm going to go into my project settings to give myself... Whoops, where'd you go? Oh no. Oopsie doopsie. There we go. I'm going to give myself an input. Unless I already have it. Jump, reset VR, yeah. So I want to give myself an action for run, sprint. Sprint, and it is going to be my shift key. Keyboard. Oh, keyboard. Shift. Shift. Okay, fine. Left shift, and I'm going to add another right shift. Let's do that too. Both of those will be fine. That's going to be sprint. Okay. That updates that automatically. So when I hold down, when I say sprint, okay, when it's pressed, I'm going to set max. Whoops. Grab my character movement. Set max walk speed to 600. And when released, set, oops, yeah, when released, set max walk speed to 300. There we go. Good job, people. Let's go ahead and comment that to say sprint walk. Compile, save. So now we kind of come here. I'm walking, sprinting, walking. Is it going a little bit too fast, I think? I'm sliding. Oh well. The next thing I need to do is set up my jump. So let's come into here. Into my Powie BP, into my new state machine. And this is where I'm going to drag a little thing here from the edge. And I'm going to add a state, and it will be jump start. And it's going to start. Now I have to add a little transition rule. We'll double click that, and the idea is going to be, am I in the air? So I'm going to grab is falling, get is falling, and say, no, is true? Is that what oh yeah, there. If it's true, then I'm going to go to this thing, right? And so what is that thing? Well, so as soon as I'm falling, it's going to go to jump start. Well, what is jump start? I'm going to grab jumping up. And just to see that this actually works, I'm going to play this once. There. And I just keep doing, right? I keep jumping because I never get out of that. I never get out of that loop. Well, what am I going to do next? I'm going to say, ooh, come here. Now, how do I get out? Well, let me just grab a new state, and this will be called falling. And inside falling, it's going to be jump falling. And what I need to do is transition to here, right? So I need to somehow get transition crossfade duration. Get anim. I think I need to get its timing and then figure out when that is. So I can find that in my state machine here. Let me go here. So this jump start goes to this jump loop, and it says time remaining ratio. That's right. Time remaining ratio. So time remaining ratio Powie jumping up. Nope. Yes. That is the specific animation. And I want to say, is it less than 0.1, right? So that's just saying, hey, is there not a lot of time left? Let's try if there's less than 0.01. There. So is the time remaining ratio like 1 frame out of 100 frames? If it's less than 0.01, then I can enter the next transition. I'm assuming that will work. Nope. Didn't work. Not sure why. Let's try 0.1 then. How are we jumping up? Because that's what it's looking for. I have this jumping falling, right? Yep. Here we go. Didn't really like it. Let's try. Okay, so it does a little. It looks like it actually starts over. What if I do 0.2, just out of curiosity? What if I do 0.3? Oh, that's a little better. Little tiny better. Okay. So, again, I'm still kind of stuck in, then in this next state, this falling. So I have to go to jump end. Or jump land, I guess. I'll call it jump land. There we go. And how do I get there? Well, it is falling. I'm going to say grab is falling. And I'm going to say not. No. Not. There we go. Okay. Now when I'm not falling, I'm going to enter that. So it should. Oh no. Oh, I have no animation here, that's why. So, gonna come back to here, and in the jump land, I need to add my jumping landing. Compile that, save it. Yep, and then I'm gonna be landing the whole time. Again, we gotta get out of this loop, so we come back to here, and we need to go back into that idle run. Well, when do we do it? I think when I'm done, right? Oh, time remaining. Duh. Time remaining. Time remaining. So, time remaining. Powie ratio. And is it less than, I guess, 0.1? We'll try 0.1, but I think it's going to be cruddy. Yeah, it does a little thing there, so I don't like that. So we are going to set that to 0.3. That seemed to work. Okay, it's fine for right now. About as much time as I wanted to devote. So now that I had that working, in the next video I'm going to figure out how I can bring this into my, third-person character. Into my map. Alright, so this was fun. See you in the next one.